Hey guys, how's it going? It's Al, week 17 on DraftKings, and I'm going to talk about 5 stacks that I think are just chef's kiss on the week. On this channel, we try to double stack. We use a bring back player from the other team to try and capitalize on the amount of points that we can get, how powerful of leverage that is against high percentage plays. It is a play that is underplayed still in the top 1% and the top 100 of all tournaments, and it is the easiest path to finding your way to the top of a tournament. Doesn't mean that every single winner is going to have a double stack, but it is your easiest way to put yourself in a position to be one play away from winning a tournament, because that puts us in a position to win. You're always going to need luck, but the skill is putting yourself in that position every time. Just like poker, where the skill in poker is to get your money in good, right? If you get in with aces all in pre-flop and somebody else, you get them to stick their money in with less than your hand, you're going to win more often than them. You're still not going to win every single time though, because luck will play a part in that game, much like it does in daily fantasy. So we're going to do what we can to try and put ourselves in the best position week in and week out to win these small field and or large field tournaments by using a double stack and a bring back. Thank you guys for being here. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notifications bell. Let's go.
He's a legend.
I recently created, so recently that we don't even have an avatar or a banner yet, a fantasy football channel for all the season-long content that I put up every off season. The main channel will remain for daily fantasy and big topics that we'll talk about throughout the off season. However, all the season-long stuff, top running backs, way too early first look for the first round, mock drafts, best ball drafts, all that season-long stuff is going to be filed here on Al Smizzle Fantasy Football over on YouTube. So go to smizzle.tv/FF. The first video that's going to go up on this will be during the playoffs as soon as the second week of January gets here, where they look back, a recap on everything that happened through my content and my teams in best ball leagues for 2021. That's going to kick off the channel. We're going to have a whole ton of off-season videos on that channel. So if you do me a favor and drop a nice little solid base of subscribers on that channel, if you like the content that I have here, that would be great. So thank you guys very much for your support all season long here on the main channel. And hopefully you'll like the off-season stuff that I do for season long on the football channel, the fantasy football channel. The Smizz Gang Listener League is in play once again. Smizzle.tv/league, $10 entry fee, 5 max. We've already got 1,000 people in this one. I believe this one's going to fill and possibly fill early this week. So make sure you get in there, smizzle.tv/league. Absolutely no rake, the best tournament on DraftKings. Patrick Mahomes, our cover boy, is the number one guy that we're going to lead off with. These are not in any particular order. I don't think that they're or that they need to be. You're going to look at things in terms of leverage. We'll know more in terms of where players are going to be and where stacks are going to be with their projection on percentages by the time, Saturday gets here, Saturday night, because we kind of have to wait, right? This is the most nimble we've ever had to be in daily fantasy NFL with all the COVID restrictions. Now, yeah, they've shortened it from 10 days to 5 days. So we've seen guys come back now, right? That were supposed to be out. Mike Williams, Cole Beasley, Gabriel Davis were scheduled to be out based on the old COVID restrictions that they had, the 10-day health and safety restrictions that they had before. And now those guys got dropped to 5 days, meaning that they're back in. However, if we get positive tests on Friday or Saturday, that's going to create a whole new tsunami of value. So I don't know which of these are going to be the most popular stacks. I don't know which ones are going to be underplayed. So we have to stay nimble. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs have one of the highest team totals on the week, 27.5 here in this one. Now, I've said before, efficiency, I've said a million times, efficiency, not volume, is what leads to quarterback scoring. If you're going to have a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, who has a solid chance of scoring you 25 plus DraftKings points, as he's done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times this year, and a bunch of times over 30 as well, they're going to drag a couple of position players along with them. Thankfully, on the Chiefs, we kind of know where those balls are going to go. And if we look over at NFL Savant, we can kind of look at their target trees for the year. Okay, Tyreek Hill, 30% of the targets. Travis Kelce, 24.5, but that includes games where he missed. So, it's actually higher when he's active Him and Tyreek Hill really eat up a ton of targets. Mecole Hardman is sitting here, but he's really been downplayed. And Byron Pringle has stepped up recently, or had his usage step up massively recently. So let's go over to the Rotogrinders lineup HQ. Smizzle.tv/Rotogrinders will get you, if you wanted to get in there with a membership on their core 4, whether you're playing NBA, MLB, PGA, esports, whatever. They have everything you need. Use our promo code SmizzLife, or just go through smizzle.tv/Rotogrinders. The link will be down below in the pinned comment, or if you click more on the description, the link is in there as well. So I'm going to limit this to basically all of his pass catchers. I expect Devin Singletary to be somewhat chalky. So the other thing that I did want to say, why are we on Buffalo? Mahomes, damn it. I think Darrell Williams is going to have some people on him, but not a ton. If you wanted to get off of him, off of the Mahomes stacks, we can get on to Darrell Williams as well. He's cheap. There's a lot of running backs in play this week. Blake Bell out. Byron Pringle, I'm going to leave in. He's still way too cheap at 4,100. Gives you nice value for the price. Josh Gordon, no. Tyreek Hill, yes. I'm probably not going to use Mecole Hardman. I'm just going to center around these 3, using 2 of them, and then a bring back player from the other side, Cincinnati. There are plenty of easy ones to find. I had mentioned, looking over at the Vegas page over here, there's a lot of teams that have high, big spreads, right? And the common narrative is that, well, if this team has a really big spread, they're just going to run the ball all the time. So our next stack is Josh Allen. I think that Singletary is going to carry with him a high percentage this week, probably one of the 4, 5, 6 most played running backs in tournaments, which allows us to get off of him and leverage off of that percentage by going to Josh Allen doubles in tournaments. Josh Allen, the player that we targeted before week one as the player that you should be stacking every single week. That is expanded to Tom Brady as well. That is expanded to Matthew Stafford as well. Guys who bring with them the possibility of scoring 25 points or more at quarterback, and that double stack getting you 75 plus points. And that happens more often when a team total is over 25 points. In fact, it happens almost 3 times as much with a team total of 24 or above as it does to 24 or below. And the people tend to ignore it when there's a really high spread, but it does not go down. You have this. If they're going to score 30 points, they're not just going to run the ball all day more often than not. If they're up 30-10 and then they get into that game script where they're going to run the ball a ton, they've already scored 4 touchdowns. How did those touchdowns occur? Tell yourself the story and build your stack accordingly. So using Josh Allen double stacks, very easy to tell where the ball is going to go. Steph Diggs, Cole Beasley, Manny Sanders. We've seen Gabe Davis take on a larger role, even with Sanders and Beasley active. They utilize Gabe Davis around the red zone and the end zone. And Dawson Knox has been actually fantastic this season. So if we go over to our Buffalo stacks, as I said, I don't think Singletary is going to be 9. I think he's going to be closer to 20 personally, which means that we can leverage off by coming up here and using all of the pass catchers. I'm not going to use Isaiah McKenzie. Isaiah McKenzie is a thing if Cole Beasley and if Cole Beasley's out, then he'll run from the slot. But Cole Beasley being in means that Isaiah McKenzie is probably going to be out of my stacks. I might allow for this 5 and then wait and pare it down. Wait, W-E-I-G-H-T, not wait, W-A-I-T. To allow for these guys, use 2 of them, and I would bring it back with somebody on Atlanta. There's 3 options between Pitts and Gage and Cordell Patterson would be my 3 favorite options to bring them back with. Dak Prescott, absolutely love the way that this Cowboys offense is operating on all cylinders. Now, 3 straight games of under 13 points for Dak before last week when they scored 56 and throttled Washington. I said before a million times, attempts volume does not lead to fantasy scoring for quarterbacks. Efficiency being defined as their ability to score touchdowns, is exactly what leads to them doing that. Dak has been much better at home than he has on the road this year. However, anecdotal, you want to view that, and it could be based on the play calling, something I have not really dug totally into yet. But in his, he's got multiple touchdowns in every single home game that they've played this year. They are at home this week and against Arizona. And he has had in his 3 of his last 4 home games, I believe that he's had like at least 295 passing yards. This game has the highest team total on the week. The highest total on the week and the closest spread. Cowboys favored by 5, 51.5 is the total here. Cowboys with a 28.5 implied team total. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Schultz. I'm probably not going to include either one of the running backs in this stack. I will include Michael Gallup in it, though. A fully operational battle station is that passing core for Dak Prescott right now. So I'm going to eliminate the running backs from this. I think that Ezekiel Elliott is a really good sneaky play here. At running back, we'll talk about him, I guess. We talked about him on the top running backs video earlier in the week. I don't know if he's going to be on 5 under 5. 5 under 5 is going to be lit on Saturday when that video comes out, because it's such a big slate that there's going to be so many amazing players with really high ceilings that are going to be under 5% in tournaments that it's a great week to get contrarian on DraftKings or on FanDuel. So we'll eliminate everybody else. I'm just going to keep it really tight with this group of 4 when it comes to my Dak doubles. And as you can see right now, these projected ownership numbers are going to change, but like they're not very high because the slate is really, really big. Tom Brady every single week. I know he only had 3 touchdown passes the last 3 weeks, but like now he squares off against the Jets, and we actually get leverage, I believe, this week, as Ronald Jones is probably going to be, let's say, 20% or higher in tournaments. If I miss that 20% number, he's probably like 18. He's going to be the guy that everybody wants to play. Because the Buccaneers are favored by a ton. The Buccaneers have a team total that's the highest on the week, tied with the Bills at like 29.5, and the Jets stink. So if we look at who they throw the ball to, Godwin is out. Mike Evans, I believe, is also out. Leonard Fournette out. Gronkowski in, and there's some like narratives that like Gronk needs 3 touchdowns before the end of the season to trigger an elevator clause in his contract. Antonio Brown smashed last week. Evans is practicing, chat says. So we'll, again, monitor the situation. We'll know by the weekend. Antonio Brown, going to be massive chalk again. He's way too cheap at his price for the implied incoming volume that should be headed his way. So if we go over to Rotogrinders on their lineup HQ, go to our Brady stacks, X out Ronald Jones, who they're already projecting at basically what I said, 20%. I had not looked at what they thought his percent was yet. X out all the running backs. You want to leave Brate? Fine. I'm probably not going to include Brate in those. Not going to include Howard. It's only going to be Gronk. And then figure out which wide receivers are. Definitely not going to be Grayson. Whoever's there will be there. If Evans is in, he'd be in this group. If Evans is out, as usual, don't play him. And we'll move on to our 5th and final stack. Is that the 5th stack? It is the 5th stack. The puke stack. Russ Wilson. You hate it. You do, don't you? You hate it. I know you hate it. Multiple touchdowns in 4 of his last 5. Playing at home against Detroit. I think that this whole offense is going to be underplayed. I think that Rashad Penny is also fine as in a 5-box running back role. Maybe we get Russ cooking in this spot against a Detroit defense that has been plucky, that has played very hard all year, but I don't know if there's an answer for this most easy pair of 25% market share wide receivers, and then a third using Gerald Everett as maybe a if you need it, just to get off, right, at 13%, 12.5% on the year. Whole lot of touchdown upside here, and we know where the ball is going most times. So like adding in some stacks with Russ where you know where he's throwing the ball pretty much every time, operating with an extremely tight group and possibly weighting it to mostly DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. I like to think of the percentage that the possibility of a thing happens. What percentage of the time against Detroit will Russ Wilson throw for 3 or more touchdowns? And of those times, how many times of that will Lockett and Metcalf have at least 2 of those touchdowns? And is that percentage higher or lower than the combined percentage that trio is going to be played in tournaments. And I believe that it is way higher than the amount of people. Early projections, 3% on Lockett, 3.5% on Metcalf. Very easy to bring back either with Amon-Ra St. Brown or very possibly DeAndre Swift. All the work that St. Brown has been doing this year late in the season has been without DeAndre Swift in the lineup. Does DeAndre Swift's return mean that those targets are going to dip for Amon-Ra St. Brown? Is this the time to jump off that train and jump back onto DeAndre Swift? We'll find out. Yes, I did say DeAndre Swift. So this is the group that I'm going to build here. Probably when I finish it, I'm going to wait only to like Lockett and Metcalf. We'll click build. We'll build our lineups in the lineup HQ and just realize that it's never as easy as just going to a lineup builder and clicking. You got to do a lot of massaging. You got to put in a lot of work. And you got to make sure that you get the guys that you want in the ways that you want those lineups to be built. So go to smizzle.tv/Rotogrinders if you wanted to check out the great products and content that they have over on Rotogrinders.com. And I will catch up to you guys later. Look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.